Good morning, groovy citizens, and happy Monday. It is Monday yet again. So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was busy. I had a lot on my to-do list, but I was able to get through it nonetheless. So I'm all right with that. And I was able to get some rest and relaxation in. So hopefully you all did the same thing. Now, it's Monday. It's not hot and sunny out, but I'll take it. 75 degrees, a little on the humid side too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're calling for rain a little late. I'm not sure, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm amongst the land of the living, so it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Now, today's going to be an amazing day, you guys. Today is going to be an amazing day no matter what. When you feel like your day is starting to get out of control, I want you to take a deep breath, let it out, and say, today is going to be a great day. You do that, and I promise you will have a great day. And besides, it's going to be a great day because I said it is. And I'm not going to have it any other way, and neither should you. Now, let's jump into today's topic. So today's topic is how to let go of the past. Now, I'll be honest with you. I have been thinking about this topic for the last, I'm going to say 3 or 4 days. And I thought, I don't know if I want to talk about that. But for some reason, it's just been weighing heavily on me. So last night before I went to bed, I put together my notes for this video and decided to talk about it because somebody somewhere needs to hear this. And I want to make sure that I am, what in the world is that flying around here, giving you all what you need. And hopefully this helps somebody. So letting go of the past is difficult because sometimes we don't realize how much it affects us. And this is so true. Sometimes you truly don't realize how bad something affects you because you've kind of blocked it out and you chose not to deal with it. And that's your choice, if you choose to do that. But if you don't deal with it, it doesn't actually go away. There may be things that happened in the past that we have yet to forgive ourselves for, or maybe not enough time has passed for us to get over something or someone. So here are some things that you can do to let go of the past. I have eight things that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to bid you good day because when I left out the house, bacon was cooking, and this sister girl right here is hungry, okay? So number one, understand your feelings are valid. Understand your feelings are valid. If you feel like you're having a hard time getting past someone or over something, your feelings are valid, and don't you ever, and I mean ever, never allow anybody to tell you that they're not valid, because they are valid. Period. End of sentence. And nobody can tell you that they're not. So allow yourself to feel whatever emotions or that are attached to the past. No matter how long ago that thing happened, stop suppressing the need to bury your feelings, or you will never be able to move on. Did I not just say that? Now, here's what I will say, or I should say, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that if somebody left you 30 years ago and you're sitting around still, feeling depressed and down and all of this, and you can't move on, because I know those things do happen. But what I'm saying is, if your issue with somebody that left you 10, 15, 20 years ago, honey, let that thing go. Because I promise you, that person is not thinking about you the way you're thinking about them. And I'm be honest with you, I had to go through that situation, and it wasn't that I missed this person. I was upset that I allowed them to treat me less than I deserved. And I didn't figure it out until later on. And I was so angry. I was so angry that right now, if I was doing this video at one point in time, not now, and if I saw him behind my truck, I would back up, run him over, come forward, and back up again. That's how angry I was. And finally, I said to myself, and anytime his name popped in my mind or the thought crossed my mind, and finally one day I said, Michelle, you can't live like this. You cannot live like this, sweetie. You've got to let that thing go. He was an ass clown. That's his loss. But you've got to move past that. And I kept saying, but I have moved past it. But then the thought came to me, well, why do you feel like running him over? If he would walk behind your truck every time on the off chance that, he pops up in your mind. You haven't let it go. And so finally, that's when I came to place where I could say, you know what? I forgive him for me. I didn't forgive him. I didn't call him up or anything, but I forgave him for Michelle. I didn't forgive him for him. It was so that I can move on and not have to live like that, because that's an uncomfortable feeling. Number 2, accept that it's time to let go of the past. It's time to leave the past where it belongs. Accept the negativity you're carrying around it serves you no purpose. So you've got to accept that. Something feel like it's on me, y'all. That carrying around all that negativity, honey, it's not doing you any good. It's not doing me any good. All it's doing is wearing you down. So you have to accept that it's time to let that thing go. If your husband or your wife left you after you invested all your time and energy and money into them, I know you're upset. I got that. But it's time to let it go. You know why? Because they moved on. They remarried, or they're in a whole new relationship. They're not sitting around thinking about you or worrying about you. So you need to let it go and move on, because what they've done is done. Nothing you say or do, nothing they say or do can ever change it. So why keep walking around harboring it? Let it go. Number 3, figure out what's keeping you from moving forward. So you need to figure out why you're having a hard time letting go. You can't change the past, but you can manage the path that comes with it. Did I not just say that? You can't change the past of anything that's ever happened in your life. I can't change what I said 2 minutes ago, and neither can you. But you can change how you allow that thing, that person, or that incident to affect your path to the future. But you've got to figure out what's keeping you from moving forward. What is it that's keeping you from moving past that relationship? What is it that's keeping you from moving past that job that you don't have anymore? Only you know that. I don't know that. Only you do. Now, if I sit and talk with you, I can help you figure it out. But only you know that. So you've got to figure out what is it that's holding you there. Because that's not the first man or woman that you've met, and it certainly will not be the last. So what is it about that person that's holding you hostage that you can't seem to let them go? Or if you know someone, maybe you all got into it, and every time their face crosses your mind or their name is mentioned, you want to just bash them in the head with a 2x4. What is it that's keeping you in the place where you feel like doing harm to someone whenever their name is mentioned? And you've got to be honest with yourself. Excuse me, y'all, my sinuses are draining. You have to be honest with yourself, because until you do that, you are not going to be able to move past that feeling. Number 4, allow the past to make you a better person. Yeah, I love this. In order to make sure you don't repeat the past, it's important that you learn from it. Your future will start to look so much better by learning from the past. So if you know that being in a relationship and being unfaithful cost you a very good relationship, you should learn from that past mistake and not make it again. You should learn that if you started a business and you were so busy trying to give discounts, because you know everybody wants that homie don't you know me discount, okay? Family, friends, sometimes enemies too, and you realize giving those discounts was not allowing your business to grow, you learn from it and you move on and you don't make that mistake again. The key is to learn from your mistakes, big, small, or indifferent. Learn from what didn't work out, and in that way you'll never have a problem with repeating it again. Simple as that. Number 5, forgive when you are ready. Don't let anybody tell you when you're ready to forgive. Let me put a pin right there. I know I said you don't want to walk around holding on and or harboring ill will towards people or ugly feelings and thoughts towards people. But don't let anybody say, okay, Michelle, you know what? It's been a month. It's time for you to let that person go. No, you let that person go when you're ready. Now, let me tell you what I'm not saying. I'm not telling you to be walking around here 10, 15, 20 years from now and you still stressing over that person that left you. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is you do have to move in your time, but you don't want to drag it out forever and a day either. But I do want you to get that I'm also saying nobody can tell you when to get over that thing, because only you know in your heart of hearts when you are ready to get past whatever that issue is. So when you forgive someone, it's really for you. not the other person. Forgiveness allows you to move on. And I said that before, and I will always say that. When you choose to forgive someone, I'm not telling you to call them up and say, hey, you know what, Bernard or Susie or Kim or Jackie, I forgive you. I'm not telling you to do that. Now, if you choose to, that's your business. Me personally, I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to, in my heart and in my mind, I'm going to forgive that person. I'm going to say, Lord, you know what, I forgive, and you drop in a name, because I'm ready to move on and I want to live a better life. I want everything that you have lined up for me. And I know that I cannot get those things as long as my heart is still with the individual that wronged me. I know that I can't move on with a new job, a new business opportunity, or whatever it may be, as long as I'm holding on to that thing over here. So Lord, I forgive them. And then you move on. Simple as that. Number 6, acknowledge the past and then let it go. Doing this will just make it another memory, but you won't get all worked up over it anymore. So you have to acknowledge the past. The worst thing that you can do, let me say this, the worst thing that you can do is go around pretending that whatever that thing is never happened. That is the worst thing that you can do. It's very detrimental to you and your mental well-being. Let me just say that. So you acknowledge that, yeah, this happened, that happened, the other happened. And then once you acknowledge it, it doesn't get you all worked up over it anymore. You say, okay, you know what? I gave my all in that relationship, and that person decided once they got what they needed, they were going on about their business. But it doesn't anger you to the point where you just want to punch holes in the walls, that you want to punch bees out of the air. That's got to be really, really angry to try and punch a bee, okay? Because I'm trying to paint the picture so you can understand, because some people do get to that level. But if you acknowledge that thing happened, then it doesn't anger you anymore. You can let it go. You can walk around with a smile on your face and a little skip in your step, okay? Number 7, start journaling. Journaling can help you move past any ill feelings that you have or any anger that you may have. Plus, guess what? Nobody has to know about it. That's one beautiful thing that I love about journaling. It allows you to get things off your chest, put it on paper, and nobody has to see what you wrote in your journal. Put your journals up wherever you put them, on your bookshelf or wherever you keep them, under your bed, doesn't matter. But write down how you're feeling. That way, if you don't have somebody that you feel comfortable talking to about whatever your issue is, put it on paper. And then I promise you, you can let it go. I don't know about you all, but I love journaling. Now, I don't have anything like that to journal about, but I love writing in my gratitude journal. Every day I have to write down one thing that I'm grateful for. Sometimes I write a couple more, but one thing that I'm grateful for. And it just feels good to be able to put on paper. Yes, I talked to God and I thanked him and I told him how grateful I was for that thing, but I just like to put it on paper, because guess what? I can go back and read what I wrote on a day that maybe I'm just not feeling as grateful as I should be. I can go back and see what God has already done for me. And number 8, spend time with people that make you happy. When you spend time with people that make you happy, it allows you to focus on the present. You will be having such a great time with the people you love and that love you that you won't have time to think about the past hurts. Spending time with people you love and that love you shows that it's not worth holding on to past hurts when you have so many happy memories to create. Let me just say this in a nutshell. I've talked to people and, they'll say, Michelle, I'm just still angry that this person hurt me. And I say, okay, I get that, because we're all human and we all have feelings. But you have a whole new relationship over here. Why are you allowing what that person did to you a year or 2 or even 3 years ago still weigh you down? Let that go. You have someone new in your life that cares about you, that wants to be there for you. So give them a chance. And the problem is that they can't fully live in the present because they're still carrying that old baggage with them. Honey, let that foolishness go. That person didn't realize the gem and the jewel that they had in you, and that's their loss, because eventually they will. And they'll come back and they'll say, you know what, I messed up. Yeah, you did. Glad you acknowledged that, but you did. And no, we can't get back together because I moved on. I may say some other things that I won't say in this video, but it just depends on how I feel. So let me do a quick recap and I'm gonna let you be. I talked about how to let go of the past, and I gave you 10 things to think about. Number 1, I said, understand your feelings are valid. Number 2, accept that it's time to let go of the past. Number 3, figure out what's keeping you from moving forward. Number 4, allow the past to make you a better person. Number 5, forgive when you are ready. Number 6, acknowledge the past and then let it go. Number 7, start journaling. And number 8, spend time with people that make you happy. So all of this will be in the description box, both on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So make sure you go there and really read those and take them in. Like I said, I don't know who needed this video today, but it is my hope and my prayer that what I've said resonates with you and helps you to be able to move past whatever it is that's holding you back. Because I want you all to go out there and live a wonderful life. I want you to experience all that God has for you, all the people that He has ready to place in your life, but He can't because you're not ready to receive them. You deserve nothing but the best. Don't let those past hurts make you into a horrible person, because that's just not who you are. It's not. So if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. So glad to see you again. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Again, go out there, have an amazing day on purpose. Have an amazing day no matter what. And let go of the past. Because the past, as Medea says, is like your big ass. It's behind you. There's nothing that you can do to change it. So why sit and stress over it? Focus on the here and now. Look forward to the future. You all know the drill. You know my spiel. I love you all to the moon and back. And there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can ever do about it, because I'm going to always love you. Always, always, always will I love you all. And I want nothing but the best for each and every one of you. Until our car conversation on Wednesday, take care.